You're being controlled, and you don't even realize it. Not by some villain in the shadows, by your own predictability, by your need to be liked, by your addiction to comfort, by the childish belief that most people are good when they're really just hungry. Hungry for attention, hungry for status, hungry for leverage, hungry for someone weak enough to carry their weight. And that someone is usually you. You wake up every day thinking you're free, but you're not free. You're trained. Trained to apologize when you did nothing wrong. Trained to over-explain your decisions like you're asking permission to exist. Trained to laugh at disrespect so you don't look sensitive. Trained to give, until your spine turns into a paper straw. And the worst part? You call it being a good person. No, you're not good. You're easy. You're the kind of person predators love, not because you're stupid, because you're soft, because you still believe life is fair, because you still think effort is automatically rewarded, because you still think loyalty protects you, because you still think kindness earns respect. Listen carefully. Kindness does not earn respect. Power earns respect. Boundaries earn respect. Silence earns respect. And if you don't learn that, you'll spend your entire life being a resource, a wallet, a therapist, a free Uber, a free assistant, a free emotional punching bag. You'll be the guy everyone loves because you never say no, and they'll destroy you with a smile. Let me show you the game you've been losing. Not in theory, in real life. Modern life, your office, your friends, your relationships, your family, your social circle, because that's where the war is. Not on battlefields, in rooms, in conversations, in pauses, in the way people look at you when you speak, in the way they test you, without ever admitting it was a test, and if you fail, they don't scream at you, they don't punch you, they don't announce it. They just quietly downgrade you, and you feel it. Suddenly they interrupt you more. Suddenly your opinion matters less. Suddenly they forget to invite you. Suddenly you're doing favors you never offered. And you sit there confused like, why is everyone treating me differently? Because you trained them to. You taught them you're safe to step on. You taught them you won't bite back. You taught them you'll tolerate disrespect, as long as it comes wrapped in a joke. And here's what's truly disgusting. They don't even hate you for it. They just use you. The way you use a chair, the way you use Wi-Fi, the way you use a tool, useful, replaceable, silent. Now let's get brutal. The world is not divided into good people and bad people. It's divided into hunters and prey. And prey always has the same personality. They overgive, they overexplain. They call it patience. It isn't patience. It's cowardice with a halo. It's fear dressed up as virtue. It's weakness begging to be exploited. They think being patient makes them noble. No, it makes them available. And availability is weakness. Because if you're always available, you have no value. Scarcity creates value. Distance creates respect. Unpredictability creates fear. And fear is the first ingredient of control. Law 1. Seal your access. Starve them of you. You don't get used because people are powerful. You get used because you're open. Open schedule, open wallet, open emotions, open door, open throat. You're basically a public utility, and you're shocked people treat you like one. Most of you live like desperate applicants. You hand out your time like coupons. You hand out your attention like change. You hand out your loyalty like it's free. You chase approval like a hungry dog chasing scraps. Then you act surprised when the world throws you a bone and calls it love. That's not goodness. That's neediness. That's submission. That's a man begging to be domesticated. Access is currency. Your time is currency. Your attention is currency. If you give it away like it's worthless, you will be treated like you're worthless. Workplace politics. You walk into the office. You're competent, but you're not moving up. Someone else is. Someone less talented. Someone less hardworking. Someone who barely understands what's happening. So you ask yourself, how is this possible? Because you still think workplaces reward competence. They don't. Workplaces reward social dominance. They reward perception. They reward who can control the room without raising their voice. You think the boss promotes the best worker? No. The boss promotes the person who makes the boss feel safe. The person who never threatens their ego. The person who plays the invisible hierarchy like a chessboard. And you? You walk in like a soldier, head down, work hard, no politics. You think you're being professional. In that environment, you're being naive. Stop being easy to reach. Stop answering instantly. Stop making yourself always available. Stop giving people unlimited versions of you. Someone asks for a favor, say, I can't. No explanation, no guilt, no apology. And if they push, repeat it. I can't. If they get angry, good. Their anger is proof they weren't asking. They were demanding. And when someone gets angry at your boundary, that's the moment you learn the truth. They didn't respect you. They respected your usefulness. Here's the part you've been missing. When you can control your impulses, your need to reply, your need to help, your need to smooth things over, you become rare. When you become rare, people stop treating you like furniture. They start calculating your presence. And when people have to calculate, you control the room without raising your voice. From now on, you don't chase. You control access. Because access is the leash, and you're done wearing it. Law 2. Let silence do the violence. Most manipulation isn't aggression, it's permission. People don't take from you because they're powerful. They take because you allow it. You allow it with your smile. You allow it with your laughter. You allow it with your, it's okay. It's not okay. You just don't want conflict. You've been trained to think conflict is immature. So you swallow disrespect like it's vitamins. You laugh when someone cuts you. You explain when no one asked. You apologize for breathing too loudly. That isn't maturity. That's a frightened, approval-starved nervous system. That's a man who'd rather be stepped on than disliked. Pathetic. Because tolerated men don't lead, they serve. Conflict is the price of respect. If you can't handle conflict, you will never be respected. You will only be tolerated. And tolerated men get interrupted, delegated to, downgraded, quietly. Here's the test. You're in a meeting. You present an idea. Nobody reacts. 5 minutes later, someone else repeats your idea. Suddenly, everyone nods like it's genius. And you sit there thinking, did they just steal my idea? Yes. And you let them. Because you didn't claim it with force. You didn't anchor it. You didn't lock it into the room. You said it like you were asking permission to speak. So, the room treated it like it was free. And free things get taken. Then you confront them later, softly, politely. Hey, I think that was my idea. And they smile. They wear the innocent face. Oh, I didn't even realize. Sorry. And you feel guilty for bringing it up. You back down. You laugh it off. That's the moment you die socially. Because you just told them you can be robbed and still be polite. You can be disrespected and still smile. You don't defend your territory. So they mark you like an animal. Now you know the game. The only question is, will you play it or stay prey? If you want part 2, subscribe, because next we go deeper.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the original books and resources we used today. We'll see you in the next one.